Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Back at Fenway Park after a great ceremony here. The capacity crowd at Fenway Park on kind of a chilly day here at Fenway, but the sun is shining and you couldn't really ask for better weather for opening day. As the Red Sox get ready to take on the Detroit Tigers, the two powerhouses in the American League going head to head. And for the Red Sox, a tough series against the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Detroit Tigers coming in looking for their first victory of the year as they come in at 0-6. But Jerry, great to see Bill Buckner here at Fenway Park and a great reception from the Red Sox faithful.
That was a very nice moment, of course, a lot forgotten over the years, and Bill Buckner, this had to really touch him to walk across that field of Fenway Park at the huge ovation, and of course throughout the ceremonial first pitch. A nice touch by the Red Sox organization, and great to have Bill back in Boston.
I think people forget how good a player Bill Buckner was.
Oh, great player, great player. You know, very close to Hall of Fame credentials. Unfortunately, it was the one ground ball that people remember for such a long time, but as time passes on, people forget.
And the Red Sox very quickly in 2004, and a lot of the players outspoken about the fact that it was not just for them, but for all the Red Sox players who had gone through so much in the years in between World Championships and now 2 in 4 seasons. And the Red Sox looking to get their 3rd in 5 this year. And today they play a very good Detroit Tigers team. As Terry Francona very happy to be back here at Fenway Park and get sort of semblance of, I guess, a schedule which they've been without so far.
Well, the Red Sox right now had their 4th opening day just completed, and of course the game yet to come. And I think Terry Francona and the players were certainly looking forward to this day at Fenway Park to get those championship rings, and now we can move along. Now we can get into the beat of the season, you know, play this game today and then start that regular season again tomorrow night back here at Fenway Park. And it has been kind of scrambled around to this point, but Red Sox finally back home where they're most comfortable.
And they take the field led by Daisuke Matsuzaka. Let's take a look at the visiting Detroit Tigers starting lineup. It's brought to you by New England Dodge Dealers. As Edgar Renteria leads it off, he's at shortstop. Placido Polanco at second base. Gary Sheffield at DH. Maglio Ordonez in right field. Miguel Cabrera at third base. Carlos Guillen at first base. With Ivan Rodriguez doing the catching, batting 7th. Jock Jones out in left field, bats 8th. And Brandon Inge in center field, bats 9th. The starting pitcher is brought to you by Infinity, and on the mound today for the Red Sox, Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Well, Daisuke making his 3rd start of the season. Both previous starts against Oakland, a no decision the first time out, and of course at the Coliseum last time out, a brilliant performance. 6 2/3 for Daisuke. Only 2 hits allowed and 1 earned run. Did not have a walk in that ball game and had 9 strikeouts. In his career against the Tigers, he's made 2 starts with a 1-1 record. The Red Sox defense, they've made 6 errors in the 7 games that they've played so far. Mike Lowell will be at third base. Julio Lugo, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, and Kevin Youkilis at first, left to right. Manny Ramirez, Coco Crisp, and J.D. Drew, and Jason Varitek doing the catching for Matsuzaka.
Umpiring crew, Greg Gibson has a play today. Chris Guccione at first base. Charlie Relaford at second base, and Kerwin Danley is the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Well, not a cloud in the sky as we begin baseball today from Fenway Park. 47 degrees. And the wind blowing in to begin the ball game, as it is somewhat windy up there in our weather gear, but it turns out to be just a beautiful day for opening day here at Fenway Park. And Jimmy Leyland now at the helm of the Detroit Tigers, who are expecting so much this season, their fan base coming into the year, and it's been a little bit of a rough start. They've not yet won.
He said he's been embarrassed by the way his team has played. They have not hit yet in the early going, and of course that's one thing that everybody expects this team will do big time, and that's score runs.
Well, Edgar Renteria returning to Boston as he digs in to begin things this afternoon. Daisuke Matsuzaka ready to work as opening day from Fenway Park 2008. And the first pitch of this one from Daisuke misses for ball one.
Renteria coming over to the Tigers last year, a .332 hitter in the National League, 12 home runs, 57 runs batted in.
On the corner for a strike, and it's a ball and a strike now to Renteria.
Don, I thought last time out Daisuke really used his fastball effectively in that game against the Oakland Athletics. Starts off Renteria with a couple of fastballs.
On the ground, nice pick on the backhand by Daisuke. Fires to first to retire Renteria.
We mentioned it many times. Daisuke, a very good fielding pitcher, and this time has to go across the body to make the play on one big hop. Has plenty of time to regroup and make that throw to first base to get the first out.
So one down here in the first inning, and it brings up Placido Polanco, a very good second baseman for the Detroit Tigers. He takes strike one from Daisuke.
Now you mentioned, Don, how chilly it is down on the field because of that breeze blowing straight in, but Daisuke no sleeves on today.
No, it is chilly with that wind whipping in from center field.
Yeah, it's the old sea breeze, that favorite sea breeze that we get a lot here in April.
It's kind of good.
Kind of ruins a nice day, you know.
Placido Polanco off to an .087 start. You know that is not going to last. And defensively has been incredible. Of course, winning the Gold Glove last year.
Well, I don't think he's made an error, if I'm not mistaken. To go back to the year 2006 is the last time he made an error.
Correct. A stretch of 186 games, 911 total chances, both major league records. Last year was selected to the All-Star squad for the first time in his career, and it was his first Gold Glove. Takes a ball, and the count evens at 2-2. Hitting on deck, Gary Sheffield, of course, was here for the last ring ceremony at Fenway Park. At the time, he was a member of the New York Yankees. And he's had to sit through two of them as this one popped up foul back and out of play.
Well, it's nice again the way they brought back some of the stars of Boston sports teams, Bobby Orr, Bill Russell, among others who were here today, Teddy Bruschi. It's always great to see that.
And all the trophies in one place at one time.
Yeah.
Watching Johnny Busick walk in with the Stanley Cup, you forget how big that trophy is. Johnny made it all the way in from left field. Polanco stays alive as he fouls off another.
Now he's last year the toughest guy in the American League to strike out. Both he and Pedroia, a couple of second basemen, very difficult to strike out.
2-2 to Polanco. Base is empty, one down here in the top half of the first. Swing and a miss, and he does strike out. First strikeout of the day for Daisuke, two down.
Well, after a lot of fastballs, Daisuke goes to the breaking ball and had Polanco a little bit off balance and surprised by that pitch. Second time this season Polanco has struck out, but here's the breaking ball after all those fastballs. Daisuke has been piling up the strikeouts. At 6 in his first outing in Japan, 9 last time against the A's in Oakland.
So two down here in the first inning, and it brings up Gary Sheffield, the DH for the Tigers. And it takes ball one from Daisuke. He was 20 home runs shy of 500 in his major league career. Still looking for his first 2008. On the ground, ranging is Lugo. Dives and can't get it. It's out to center field. And a two-out single for Gary Sheffield.
Now he's got good numbers against Matsuzaka. In 8 at-bats now, he has 5 hits against him, including a home run.
So two down, Sheffield at first, and Maglio Ordonez stands in. 280, no homers, and no runs batted in. He was an all-star last year for the 6th time in his career. And captured the American League batting title with .363 batting average. He's the first Tiger player to lead the league in hitting since Norm Cash at .361 back in 1961.
And he drove in 139 runs last season.
And he is your preseason pick for MVP, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you look at this lineup, Don. You know, when they get Granderson back at the top of the lineup, who's injured right now. I mean, this is a pretty impressive lineup, and he's in a great spot to do a lot of big things this season. I just threw it out there. We'll see what happens.
Well, you're right. Last year, you picked A-Rod. So Miguel Cabrera, one of the newcomers to the Tigers, waiting on deck. As the 1-1 misses outside. 2-1. Ordonez now 8 RBI shy of 1,000 for his major league career. Daisuke falls behind now. 3-1.
Little stumble too for Matsuzaka on his follow through. He dragged that right foot and then almost turned over his left foot.
Sheffield with a short lead at first. A swing and a foul tip and a full count now.
Two-seam fastball that time from Daisuke at 92 miles an hour going back in on Maglio Ordonez.
Fouled it off. Sheffield's got to come back to first. As he was off on the 3-2 with 2 down in the inning. The off again. Ordonez bats now. There's really no breathing room anymore in this Tigers lineup. It doesn't get easy anywhere. As Ordonez bats now, you've got Miguel Cabrera waiting on deck, and Carlos Guillen, and on and on and on. Ordonez pops it up shallow center. Pedroia is out. Sunglasses on. Out number 3 completed. Tigers get nothing. Red Sox coming up. Scoreless back at Fenway Park as we head to the last half of the first inning. And on the mound today for the Detroit Tigers is Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers, no decision. Actually lost his first game of the season, but pitched very well. That was against Kansas City. Only gave up 2 earned runs, but the Tigers was shut out 4-0 against the Red Sox. 11-7 in his career, and that's in 47 games and 25 starts against Boston.
Dustin Pedroia stands in to begin the bottom of the first inning. Tigers could not score in the top of the first. Dustin starting the season hitting at .250, followed by Youkilis and Ortiz, who are in the bottom of the first. On the ground at Edgar Renteria. His return to Boston. Able to throw out Pedroia for the first out. Let's check out the Red Sox lineup brought to you by New England Dodge Dealers. We've seen Pedroia at second base. Kevin Youkilis at first base, bat second. David Ortiz at DH. Manny Ramirez in left field. Mike Lowell at third base. J.D. Drew in right field. Jason Varitek doing the catching, batting 7th with Coco Crisp in center. And Julio Lugo at shortstop, bats 9th. One down for Kevin Youkilis.
Red Sox will see a little bit of everything from Kenny Rogers: the fastball, the curveball, the slider, the change, and a cutter.
Youkilis has reached base safely in 5 of 6 games. He sends one foul off to the right. Youkilis at .318, no homers, and a run batted in so far this season. In tight to Youkilis. And it's 2-1 with the Red Sox first baseman. Well, we got the Gold Glove second baseman here for the Tigers, the Gold Glove first baseman here for the Red Sox. As you have a gold right side represented today between Youkilis and Polanco. As Youkilis gets a base hit into center field.
First base hit that Kevin Youkilis has ever had against Kenny Rogers was 0 for 4 coming into the game, but picks up the line drive up the middle for the base hit. So Youkilis off to a good start. Started the game hitting .318, picks up the base hit in his first at bat.
Kevin Youkilis with a 1-out single. Here's Big Papi. Red Sox DH so far off to kind of a slow start batting average wise at 115. Does have a home run. 3 runs batted in. With the shift on for Big Papi. With Cabrera on the left side of the infield. Renteria moves to the right side.
Now, one thing about Kenny Rogers, he's always been tough on lefties. Since joining the Tigers, left-handers have hit .198 against Rogers.
Even had been hitless in 11 straight at bats till he got a hit in the 8th inning on Sunday against Toronto as he takes the strike. 1 for 11 in that series against Toronto, but there were some pretty quiet numbers for the Red Sox all the way around in that tough series against the Jays over the weekend. Red Sox very much needed yesterday off to kind of get settled back in here and return home. Pretty productive day for a lot of the players yesterday, getting moved in, unpacking.
And hopefully Terry Francona did some wash.
Yes. Too much information from the manager, I thought. Oftentimes we're looking for more information from the manager. I'd like less.
Well, when he hears this, you probably will get a lot less.
A lot of things I want to know about, but his clean underwear are not one of them. 1 out, 1 on. One and two to Ortiz as Rogers settles in. Ortiz carves it foul.
The Tigers defense last year, they finished 9th in the league. So far 3 errors in the 6 games they played. Miguel Cabrera at third base, Edgar Renteria the shortstop, Placido Polanco at second, and Carlos Guillen at first. Jock Jones in left field, Brandon Inge in center field, and Magglio Ordonez the right fielder. Ivan Pudge Rodriguez doing the catching for Rogers.
Well, incredible run last year for Polanco continues as he plays as good a second base as there is in the majors. Renteria over on that side as well with him in the shift for Big Papi with 1 out and 1 on. And a quick check sends Youkilis diving back to the bag.
Plus the big move in the offseason, getting Miguel Cabrera from the Florida Marlins. Signed him to what, a 7-year deal?
Yeah, and Dontrell Willis also big as they have bettered this team, adding Renteria as well. Jimmy Whelan. These Tigers ended up being a bit of a disappointment last year after, of course, the World Series run the year before. Rodriguez able to knock it down. No advance for Youkilis at first.
And they made those moves quick, too. They were very active early in the offseason.
David Ortiz hanging in there, a lengthy at bat here against Kenny Rogers. Ramirez waiting on deck, 1 out, 1 on. Rogers pretty deliberate here in between pitches. Ball to Ortiz. Full count.
Now it looks like Rogers tries the breaking ball away from David Ortiz, but just misses the outside part of the plate.
Rogers, 43 years of age. And it's ball 4 after a lengthy at bat for David Ortiz. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Nissan, Ricoh, your New England Dodge dealers, Aflac, your local Lincoln Mercury dealers, and by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Well, Vaughn Rodriguez out to talk to Kenny Rogers.
Well, these are the coolest conditions the Red Sox have had to play in. They played in the Tokyo Dome, of course, and then not too bad up in Oakland. Certainly in the Dome up in Toronto, and beautiful sunshiny day here, but chilly at Fenway Park.
Yeah, it's great in the sunshine department, but even with the sun, it's kind of chilly down on the field, especially when that wind gets kicked up. And now kind of going from right to left and in. As with one out, runners at first and second, Manny Ramirez takes ball 1 from Kenny Rogers. And he has hit safely in 6 of 7 games this season. And ahead of the count now, 2-0.
Yeah, a little control trouble here for Kenny Rogers. He only walked 1 in that 6 innings against Kansas City.
Signed by the Tigers as a free agent. Mentioned he was 43 years of age.
Sometimes on these cool days for pitchers in particular, it's tough to get a good grip on the baseball.
He's limited just 11 starts in his second season with the Tigers due to 2 separate stints on the DL last year. Ended up being transferred to the 60-day DL in May, and trying to get on the same page with Vaughn Rodriguez. Well, the time that he did pitch, he limited left-handed batters to 197 average last year, 289 for right-handers. Last time he went to the All-Star game, 2006, also a very good fielding pitcher. He's got 5 Gold Gloves. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Kevin Youkilis at second base, David Ortiz at first. Off the end of the bat and over at first, Guillen with a nice play. Will take it to the bag himself. That one was twisting away from him towards the line. But he's able to retire Ramirez. The Red Sox are 2 in scoring position now, 2 down.
Yeah, a lot of slice on that ball off the bat of Manny Ramirez, and Guillen, of course, who had been a shortstop for this Tiger Ball club, but keeps it from going down that line and saving a run.
So 2 down here in the last half of the first inning, and a chance for Mike Lowell. Mike so far at 214 in the young season. One of the largest hands here at Fenway Park when introduced, and when he received his ring. He's 3 for 12 in the series against the Toronto Blue Jays over the weekend. Rogers runs it inside for ball 1. This play profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Nick Lowell enjoying the day. And day baseball here from Fenway Park.
I think Rogers too happy with that call. Looks like he thought he had the inside corner on Mike Lowell. But the count runs to 2-0. Rodriguez set up inside. Pulls it back just a little bit.
Oh, the swing and a miss at the 2-0, and it's 2-1.
Off-speed swing on a changeup from Kenny Rogers. Lowell expecting something hard on the 2-0 count, did not get it.
Nicholas at third, Ortiz at second. And it's ball 3 to Mike Lowell. Nicholas finishing 7th in the AL at 324. Was 5th in RBIs with 120, both career highs. He takes a strike and full count now. Mike Lowell 0 for 6 so far this season with runners in scoring position. As he has a chance here with 2 down in the bottom of the first. Now towards right center field, Maglio Ordonez moves over and makes the catch against Rogers out of the inning unscathed. Red Sox strand a pair scoreless after 1.
You'll be amazed where a pen can take you during the Lincoln Signature Event. Now, drive select 08 Lincoln vehicles with zero cash due at signing, including the Lincoln MKZ with exclusive sync technology standard. Get zero first month's payment, 0 down, and zero cash due at signing on Lincoln MKZ for $369 a month. From the fastest growing full line of luxury vehicles, Lincoln.
Leaders do not follow. They pave the way. Never settling for second place or second rate. They glorify the grime and dirty fingernails that are part of the cars that make men roar and drive women wild. Can you smell that? That's 100 plus years of wheels spinning inside their heads as they figure out the next big first.
Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Tigers. Pre-game coverage begins at 6, only on NESN.
Opening day on NESN is brought to you in part by your New England Ford dealers. This spring, your New England Ford dealers invite you to drive one.
Top half of the second inning scoreless back at Fenway Park. It's time now for the leading off segment brought to you by Firestone. Fenway renovations for 08, a new capacity of 39,928. It's up 1,000. Expanded the clubhouses here at Fenway, the Red Sox clubhouse. 4 electronic scoreboards now at Fenway. New luxury suites replace the temporary suites installed for the '99 All-Star game. Concrete under the bleachers has been updated and waterproofed. The luxury suites have been renovated, and the seats, except of course for the Ted Williams red seat on the right field line, have been replaced. And a look at the brand new area down the left field line. Looks like it has been here forever. It really does. It's amazing how the additions that they make year to year. Really can't tell they weren't there before. And that includes really the monster seats, of course, in years past. And then a couple years ago, the right field roof.
Yeah, those 2 new seats down the left field line on that second deck are very nice. A nice angle to the ballpark. Get a good look at the left field wall.
Miguel Cabrera down the third baseline. Lowell picks it up and throws him out. Earlier this morning, the ribbon cutting up in left field of the new area here at Fenway Park. The president CEO Larry Lucchino. Lefty and righty Sox also on hand for the ceremony. As a look at that, yeah, you really do kind of bend around and look right at home plate. They are situated great as far as their vantage point, looking back down towards the batter. One down in the inning for Carlos Guillen. A home run and an RBI to go along with a 400 average. He's 5 home runs shy of 100 in his major league career as he swings and misses.
And once again here early in this game for Daisuke, an awful lot of fastballs. That was the case in the first inning, except to get Polanco on a breaking ball to strike him out. And a lot of fastballs for the first 2 hitters here in Cabrera and now Guillen.
Strike, man. It's 1-2 to Guillen.
Cutter that time on the outside part of the plate. He'll throw that cutter inside. He'll also throw it away. See the little spin on it. Kind of pitch a left-hander will give up on, thinking it's going to be away, and it just cuts a bit and picks up the corner.
He was an all-star again last year for the second time. As you see Pudge Rodriguez waiting on deck, 1 down. And this one sliced foul back into the grandstand.
Now you look through this whole lineup that they have put together for the Tigers. They have some very impressive numbers from a year ago, but as Don mentioned, a very slow start for Jim Leyland's club offensively so far this season.
It started right out of the gate against the Kansas City Royals, who came in and swept them at their home ballpark in America. As this one is in the air to right field. Over goes J.D. Drew and Crisp into right center. Crisp battling the sun, and Drew's got to take over. Drew saw it, Crisp didn't. As Coco lost it in the sun, fortunately Drew was there and he makes the catch.
Yeah, no clouds up above to help today at all, and good play by J.D. Drew, hustling in that direction just in case. And Coco looked like he lost it right at the last minute, but it was okay because Drew was doing his job, moving over in that direction to try to help out. He had a better angle on it, didn't have the sun in his eye, and was able to make the catch where Coco didn't know where it was.
So we're 2 down, and it brings up Ivan Rodriguez, who bats 7th in this potent Tigers lineup. He takes strike 1 from Daisuke.
I believe a couple of games ago he led off a game for the Detroit Tigers. Also off to a slow start, 174 average.
Tigers, the Red Sox home opener at Fenway Park for the 6th time in the history of Fenway Park. And the Red Sox lead in the series 3-2 on opening days here at Fenway.
We opened up here many years ago against the Tigers on opening day at Fenway, and before we could get 3 outs, they had about an 8-0 lead. It was pretty ugly in here before we even got to the plate.
Well, of course, Sean Casey, a member of these Tigers a year ago. Swing and a miss. Daisuke strikes out Ivan Rodriguez, his 2nd K. It's a 1-2-3 second. No score after an inning and a half.
That ought to do it.
Assuming you've done enough for retirement doesn't make much sense either. That's why you should invest with Edward Jones to make sure you're on the right track.
Where do I whiten? Anywhere I want.
With Listerine whitening quick dissolving strips, they dissolve away, so there's nothing to remove. No wonder more people prefer their convenience 2-to-1 over the leading whitening strip. Listerine whitening strips. Real whitening, real easy.
Excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
I've got 2 kids and an 8-hour drive.
How about a couple of DVD players? So they can each watch their own DVD?
That would be great. Thank you.
The special value packages are here.
Thank you.
Get Town & Country Signature Series with dual DVDs at no extra charge, plus remote start and a rear backup camera standard. Get over $3,000 in total value on Town & Country Signature Series, plus our lifetime powertrain warranty. Chrysler, engineered beautifully.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The
monster sweep is going on now. Go Sox.
Fenway Park absolutely erupting. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Clay Buckner has thrown a no-hitter in Boston tonight. To right field. Deep, far, big Poppy with a grand slam. And the Red Sox will walk off with another win.
Covidien is a proud sponsor of the Boston Red Sox and the Red Sox Foundation, helping to raise money for life-saving cancer research.
Scoreless as we head to the home half of the second inning. J.D. Drew, Jason Varitek, and Coco Crisp who face Kenny Rogers. Worked his way around some trouble in the first inning. Drew off to the fast start at 375, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. And his brother both. As Kenny Rogers stumbling as he landed there that time and almost fell down.
Second time we've seen a pitcher stumble out there. Daisuke earlier, and now Kenny Rogers.
J.D. Drew's brother Stephen Drew has 2 home runs also, so he's off to a fast start for the Diamondbacks. Rounds this one into right center field. So J.D. continues to swing the bat well. He's got himself a leadoff single to begin the bottom of the second.
Yeah, 5 straight games now for J.D. Drew as far as getting a base hit. One of the hottest Red Sox hitters in the early going. And we mentioned how tough it is to hit Kenny Rogers for a left-hander, but Drew picks up the base hit.
The lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the second inning, and here's Jason Varitek. 261, 2 homers, and 3 runs batted in. Kenny Rogers initially joining the Detroit Tigers back in 2006 was a 17-game winner in his first year with the Tigers. Spending the bulk of his major league career as a member of the Texas Rangers, breaking in with the Rangers back in 1989. An 18-game winner with Texas in 2004 in his second stint.
He was really something too in those playoffs a couple of years ago. A lot of questions. Oh, could Kenny Rogers pitch in big games? Well, certainly proved that.
We'll bring him back for another year here with the Tigers. Nice play by Guillen on a throw over to first base, checking on Drew.
Now, he's tough to run on. He's got a good move to first base. He's quick to home plate, and as you mentioned, a very good fielder.
Time was called. They are going to charge a balk and send Drew to second base.
Yeah, they're going to say he didn't stop, and that's going to bring Jimmy Leland out of the dugout. It was almost like a quick pitch by Kenny Rogers. I mean, Drew wasn't going anywhere. There's no question about that, but there was almost no stop by Rogers, and Jim Leland's going to question that. Gibson, the home plate umpire. Varitek steps in, and watch Rogers how quickly he gets this ball home. Well, there was a stop. There was a stop. He did come up to a stop, so a very close call there. Well, the Red Sox will take the gift.
So J.D. in the scoring position now, nobody out on the balk. Varitek after the 1-0, fouling it off to the right. Mason has started 7 of the first 8 games of the year. As Kevin Cash has caught the first start of the year from Tim Wakefield, and that's been it. As Coco Crisp waits on deck, Red Sox batting in the last half of the second. Up the middle and into center field. J.D. Drew is headed back towards second, so he gets to third as it's gathered in center by Inge. You got to be careful with Inge out there in center. He's got a great arm. As Drew gets to third on the single for Varitek.
Yeah, and also at second base, Drew had to kind of freeze just in case this ball was caught by Kenny Rogers. He didn't miss it by very much. Inside his glove, between his glove and his shoulder, and of course that's when JD takes off to third base. Rogers upset with himself, thought maybe he had a chance to make a play on that.
So it's first and third, nobody out, and a chance here for Coco Crisp. 235 beginning of the season, no homers, no runs batted in. As Crisp, broken bat, fly ball to center field, sending Inge back, and makes the catch as Drew tags, and the Red Sox take the 1-0 advantage.
Well, I'm sure there were many in this ballpark that were disappointed today that they didn't get to see Jacoby Ellsbury start the game, but Coco Crisp gets the job done. Gets a ball that he can lift in the air and certainly deep enough to get that run home from third base. Anytime you're up with a man on third, less than 2 outs, you're looking for something that you can elevate, and Coco Crisp did it that time.
So 1 out Varitek at first as J.D. Drew scores the game's first run. Boston on top 1-0. And here's Julio Lugo. Yeah, the platoon continuing for Ellsbury and Crisp so far to begin this season, and today Coco Crisp getting the nod on this opening day at Fenway.
Now, it didn't surprise me, Don. You know, when you looked at Kenny Rogers, tough against lefties, you kind of expected that it was going to be Coco in center field.
Coco with good numbers against Rogers. This one glances off the glove of Rodriguez. No advance for Varitek at first base.
Looked like a changeup here that just bounces off the glove of Pudge Rodriguez. In and out. But it tailed up that first base line, and no advance by Jason Varitek.
Lugo cues it foul. Moved by the Red Sox dugout. It's 2-1. A tough series for the Red Sox against Toronto. A tough series for Julio Lugo. Ended up with 4 errors in the series and 3 errors in the final game of the series on Sunday. One down, Varitek at first. And it's 2-1 to Lugo. Fly ball to center as Inge now has to deal with the sun, as Coco did earlier, and he makes the catch. As Lugo's retired, 2 down.
You don't have to go to Fenway to feel the ballpark excitement this season. Visit a Showcase cinema near you for HD Game Night Red Sox Live. Don't miss the first game of the season this Friday at 7 as the Sox take on the Yankees. Tickets are now available for 8 games, and kids are always only $5. Visit NESN.com for complete information and a list of participating theaters.
2 down for Dustin Pedroia with Varitek at first base. Rogers going second time through the Red Sox order now.
I mentioned that fly ball of Brandon Inge. He's been all over the place. He was catcher, third baseman, now in the outfield, center field, filling in for Granderson.
The thing he does have is a great arm. And he settled into third base pretty nicely until, of course, the arrival of Miguel Cabrera. And to begin spring training, he was a man without a position. Finds himself now in center field. You mentioned in the absence of Granderson, but it's amazing. Most thought he would be traded by the end of spring training. That did not happen.
A valuable guy to have in a club. He can play so many different places.
It's a ball and a strike to Dustin Pedroia with 2 outs. 2-1. Pedroia started every game so far this season for the Red Sox. And that's now the Euclid waiting on deck. On the outside corner.
Something off speed, either the straight change or a split from Kenny Rogers. Looks like the change up dropped by Pudge Rodriguez, which made it look a little bit worse than what it actually was.
On the ground left side, that'll find its way through into left field. Up to second base goes Varitek on the single for Pedroia.
Now Rogers tries to sneak that fastball by Dustin Pedroia, and that's a tough thing to do. Follows up the off-speed pitch with a fastball inside, but Pedroia gets on top of it. And the Red Sox have 3 hits off Rogers in this inning.
So it's first and second now, 2 down, and it brings up Kevin Youkilis. He single to center field, his first time up. As Rogers starts off ahead. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Red Sox had a chance in the first inning. The runners at second and third and 2 down, but could not score, stranding a pair. Well, they've gotten a run in here in the bottom of the second inning, looking for more. With Varitek at second, Pedroia at first. Youkilis taking ball 2, 2-1.
There's the famous hawk.
There he is.
He's got more publicity than the team has over the last week.
So as he stays away from our booth, which is where apparently he was calling home last week. 2-1 is framed by Rodriguez.
They got a hawk that hangs out here during the day, and at night they get an owl that hangs out around here.
Jason Varitek at second, Pedroia at first, with 2 outs here in the second. A strike to make it a full count.
He just landed right above us, Don.
I think that's where he lives.
Lives up there.
Which is kind of a scary thing. Full count to Youkilis as he takes ball 4. This will load the bases. The second walk given up by Kenny Rogers.
Now Rogers just does not look comfortable out there in the early part of this game. They're taking a lot of time between pitches. He's got a couple of walks and base hits. Just hasn't fallen into any kind of groove yet.
So the base is loaded, 2 down. And David Ortiz coming up. David walked in the first inning. Rogers now has walked 2. In an inning and 2/3. Ortiz drives one down the right field line. Over goes Ordonez towards the corner to make the catch on the dirt of the track to rob David Ortiz and the Red Sox. Boston gets a run, takes a 1-0 advantage through 2.
I will raise you 4 cheese puffs.
$20.
Whoa. Cheese puffs are 5? I thought they were 1.
No, man, cheese puffs are 5. They're always 5.
Well, then what are the ones?
The pretzels are the ones.
I thought pretzels were snacks.
Oh, what? Come on, man, there are no snacks.
Well, and what have I been eating?
The 10s, George. You've been eating the 10s.
There's a better place to play. Foxwoods Resort Casino, home of the only poker room in New England. Check out the action at foxwoods.com.
You're about to meet your match at your New England Ford dealer. Right now, Ford will match your down payment up to $1,000 on any new Focus, Fusion, Escape, Edge, or F-150. With up to $2,000 customer cash, your down payment plus Ford's $1,000 match, you've got up to $4,000 toward your down payment. Or get 0% financing plus up to $1,500 cash back on a new car, truck, SUV, or crossover. Drive one today at your New England Ford dealer.
I am your idea. I gotta fly. I gotta move. I'm out of the box and in the network. In the zone and on your mind. Don't stop me now. Give me Rico. Rico's always ready to move me. Send me. Here, there, everywhere. This is how we go. Let's go. Rico.
Watch the Red Sox from some of the best seats in the house atop the Green Monster. Tickets are now on auction for the entire second homestand, including Patriots Day. Visit RedSox.com. Click on Green Monster Auctions to place your bid today.
Well, the home opener from Fenway Park. The rings have been passed out, and the Red Sox out to the 1-0 advantage as we head to the top half of the third inning. Daisuke Matsuzaka has given up just one hit through the first 2 innings, has 2 strikeouts. And he deals with 8, 9, and 1 in the Tigers' order. Jock Jones, Brandon Inge, and Edgar Renteria here in the third.
And David Ortiz quickly remembers what it's like to be back at Fenway. It's a long way out there to right field. 380 to the bullpen. He hit that ball pretty good, but to the warning track.
Pitch in there for strike one to Jock Jones. And the rings, the 0-4 and the 0-7. The 0-7 on the left, the 0-4 on the right. Beautiful rings, both of them. To Jock Jones. Fly ball to center. It's been an adventure for Crisp out there battling the sun. Says he's got it and makes the catch. The arrival of the rings at about 6 o'clock this morning as DHL brought the rings here into Fenway Park. There, Tomanino was here as they made their way in. And you got to look at the rings. Brandon Inge stands in with 1 out.
They have a police motorcade and all that stuff to bring him in?
Sure they did. And the breaking ball in there for strike, 1-1. It was great to have the Boston Pops here as well as part of the pregame ceremony as they return. They were part of it also on opening day 2005. Goes around, says home plate umpire Greg Gibson. And it's 1-2 now to Inge.
Over a curveball this time from Daisuke, and you can see Brandon Inge cannot control the head of the bat.
Inge, one of the Tigers, off to a fast start. He's got 2 homers, 4 RBIs. And the .316 average coming in. Top of the order, Edgar Renteria waiting on deck. Full count now to Inge. Inge has now played 5 positions during his major league career. Catcher. He's played the most at third base, 545. Left field, center field, where he is today, and right field. Breaking ball strikes him out. And it's a third K for Daisuke. 2 down.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Get the right auto and home coverage at amicamass.com. Breaking ball for Daisuke to pick up the strikeout. It just kind of looked like he had Inge guessing the wrong way throughout that whole at bat.
2 down, 6 in a row, retired by Daisuke, and it's back up top for Edgar Martinez. Why do I keep calling him Edgar Martinez? He's Edgar Renteria. He grounded back to the mound his first time up.
Well, you know what? Maybe he'd rather be Edgar Martinez coming back to Fenway.
Yeah, he got kind of booed when introduced here at Fenway, the former shortstop for the Red Sox.
Yeah, what a shame, too. This guy's been a great player. He just happened to have one bad season here with the Red Sox, and especially defensively.
To left, Ramirez coming on to make the running grab. A 1-2-3 third for Daisuke, done with 2.5, 1-0 Boston.
Whoa.
Hey. Hey. We followed you from work.
Nick, can you share a productivity tip?
I use Southwest Airlines. Yeah, Southwest has a ton of non-stops, even on long flights. I mean, just look at all these non-stop. And you can get a ton of stuff done the whole time. No connections, no interruptions.
Solid gold!
What? Did you say solid gold? Yeah. I gotta get to my gate.
Over 3,400 daily non-stops to the places you do business.
You're now free to be more productive.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Yeah, tell me what you want. Oh, you can get it from me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. You can get it from me.
I'm here with Mike Brunsky, MVP of the Kopinski appendectomy. That was quite an effort today, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. Got to give credit to the team, though. You know, they really stepped up, helped me watch the Colorado-Arizona game cast, and kept John out of shock.
Was the crowd a factor?
No, but John screaming was a surprise. Lost a lot of respect for him today.
Understood. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Be an ESPN MVP. Manage your ESPN fantasy teams. Get video alerts, exclusive commentary, and more with VCast. Only from Verizon.
Back at Fenway Park, where the Red Sox have a 1-0 advantage. Red Sox batting in the last half of the third inning. Well, the first pitch strike to Manny Ramirez. It's Ramirez, Lowell, and Drew. Red Sox have had plenty of base runners. In fact, they've left 5 men on through the first 2 innings. And it's second and third in the first. Bases loaded in the second.
Back-to-back curveballs from Kenny Rogers. Not too many of those in the game so far for him, but 2 in a row to Manny.
They tried to hold up, and did, according to Chris Guccione.
Now, Manny's pretty good at holding up his swing because he has that kind of inside-out swing, the hand inside the baseball, and a lot of times those guys are able to check the swing on a more consistent basis than some others.
Outside, 3-1. Lowell, then Drew. We're in the home half of the third inning. He chops it foul, full count. And Kenny Rogers kind of been on the edge through the first 2 innings of today's outing. Had to battle out of some situations which he has done effectively, but the pitch count rising as 243 through the first 2 innings.
Now, sometimes young pitchers struggle in the first couple, can never get it together, but veterans like Rogers can turn it around.
Manny drives one out towards deep right center field. Back goes Brandon Inge towards the triangle, and it's into the triangle as Ramirez throws it into another gear and is headed for third base. The throw to third, and Manny is safe. Ball gets away, goes into the Tigers' dugout. Ramirez will be given the plate, and the Red Sox take a 2-0 lead.
Well, without the wind blowing in today, that's probably a home run. Instead, it's going to rattle around in that corner around 420. That pitch on the outside part of the plate. Manny really put a charge in this one. Took a gamble on heading to third base. A good throw may have had him, but the throw is going to end up going into the dugout, and Manny scores from third base. There's the relay to the second baseman. Is that Polanco? If it is, he'll probably pick up his first error in like about 1,000 years.
Yeah. Now Lowell sends one to center. Brandon Inge makes the catch on the base of the track for the first out of the inning.
It's fun, exciting, and only here for a short time. Introducing the lottery's limited edition World Series Red Sox ticket. You could win up to $10 million instantly. There are also 20 instant prizes, each worth $1 million. Plus, you can win great Red Sox World Series memorabilia. Get yours today at Fenway Park or your local lottery agent, masslottery.com.
J.D. Drew sends it foul to the screen. A single to center field, first time up.
Yeah, that was the error on Polanco on the relay throw, so he picks up his first error since back in 2006.
He did not committed an error since July 1st of 06 at Pittsburgh. Stretch of 187 games. And the throwing error here ends up in the Tigers dugout. Oh, good throw gets him.
Here's the relay to Polanco. The throw comes in, and of course, yeah, you're right. A good throw might have had Manny, but kind of a swipe at it was Cabrera. He's trying to make the swipe catch and then dive to get Ramirez. It gets by him and into the dugout. Manny's can just walk home.
Drew fooled on the breaking ball, and it's 0-2. The captain waits on deck. Red Sox have added a run. We're in the last half of the third inning. Red Sox with 5 hits. Rogers also given up additionally 2 walks. Payoff pitch to Drew. Yeah, strike 3. Drew doesn't like it, takes with him just the first strikeout of the day for Kenny Rogers. And there's 2 down.
He saw an awful lot of breaking balls in that at bat from Rogers. Then Rogers picks up the outside corner with the fastball. The Amica pick zone. Very, very close. But it goes in Kenny Rogers' decision.
So 2 down in the third. Jason Varitek single to center, first time up. He takes strike 1 from Rogers. This marks the first time the Red Sox have opened a home schedule. The team from the AL Central since 2000, where the Minnesota Twins provided the opposition. Well, chance here as they take on the Tigers right out of the gate.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the third opening day start for Daisuke. He opened in Japan, he opened in Oakland, and now here at Fenway.
Lots of introductions with Terry Francona and his team, as this one is fouled off to the right. This is effectively the end of the introductions for a while.
Yeah, we hope we see him in October. But we've had our share already this season.
Yeah, there'll be a few of them that get to do it again at the All-Star game. That'll be it for a while. That's right. Terry will be back at the All-Star game again after the championship last year. They had the opportunity to do it in Detroit in 2005. This one fouled off to the right.
And of course, this last All-Star game at Yankee Stadium this season. So it won't be a long trip anyway for Terry Francona and whoever may be joining him on that All-Star team.
Well, it truly will be special in the Yankee Stadium. Veritek has homered twice in the last 4 games. Now is 150 in his career as he lines to left. Jock Jones dives forward and makes the catch to end things here in the third. Red Sox get another run, take a 2-0 lead at the end of 3.
My clients, and even some of my competitors, have often asked me over the years why we're so successful. Since I started ProSearch in 1994, it's been my job to locate great people for my clients. So the answer to me is obvious. Over that same time, I've had the good fortune to hire and retain a great team here at ProSearch. Gary Ozier and our technology staffing team, Sarah Davies, Todd Chamberlain, and Stephanie Fix, have combined experience of over 20 years. They're now the largest technology recruiting team in Maine, competing with out-of-state firms every day and winning. It takes a great team to find great people.
It's for a lifetime. It's forever. No gimmicks and no money down deals like this loaded 08 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 for only $249 a month. Plus, you'll get a warranty forever at Row Westbrook, exit 48 off the Main Turnpike. It's for a lifetime. It's forever. Get the no gimmick deal right up front on a huge selection of models from Southern Maine's largest Hyundai dealer. Plus, you'll get a warranty forever at Row Westbrook, exit 48 off the Main Turnpike.
Need a commercial truck? Pape Chevrolet is the place. Pape is Maine's commercial truck headquarters. No need to look any further. We've got the largest selection of commercial trucks, over 200 in stock right now. At Pape Chevrolet's Commercial Truck Center, we have every option to suit your need. 200 commercial trucks in stock now. In stock now. Hurry to Pape Chevrolet. We have the commercial truck for you and your business. And remember, if you didn't get it at Pape, you paid too much.
Hi, I'm Ira Rosenberg from Prime Toyota, and this is my brand new building. It's almost finished. Good news is the factory's giving me extra cars. Bad news, I got 300 cars across the street. I don't want to move them over here. They have to go. These are brand new cars, and they're ready to go. So please, anything goes. Come in and see me. I'll do whatever it takes to move those cars. Fabulous deals, fabulous buys. You help me, and I'll help you. Do you get my drift?
Friend Doug Wheeler taking some photographs of folks here at Fenway Park.
Is he now doing photography on the side?
I don't know, maybe so.
Great producer in Nesson history, enjoying his retirement now.
He operated a camera when I was playing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Placido Polanco to lead it off here in the 4th. Polanco charged with his first error since 2006. Tough way to get it. A relay throw. That's how he got it. The throwing error.
There's a lot of different ways you can get errors in this game, but you know when you've gone that long, that's a tough one to get on a relay throw.
Daisuke with 3 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Only 1 batter has reached for the Tigers through the first 3. Gary Sheffield back in the first inning with a 2-out single. That's been it. So fouled at the dish, and it's 2-1. You wonder how much pressure these Tigers are putting on themselves right now coming into this series.
Well,
after not winning yet.
Yeah, I mean, there is pressure to get that first win, but this is also a veteran team. You know, it's not like they're a bunch of young guys who haven't been through tough times before, and I'm sure they know once they get rolling, they're going to be rolling pretty good. But you got to, you know, you're anxious to get that first one out of the way. And nobody would have believed they would have been 0-6 coming in.
Here are the numbers for them to this 0-6 start so far. A team ERA of 5.30. And the worst start since 0-3. And, of course, an historic year for them on the bad side. They lost 119 games. It's really the bottom for the Tigers. Here's ball 4 and a leadoff runner for the Detroit Tigers here in the 4th. We're here at Fenway Park in Boston on this opening day from Fenway Park. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy bringing you Boston Red Sox baseball in high definition on NESN. Red Sox scored first in the bottom of the second inning. They did so on a sacrifice fly by Coco Crisp that scored J.D. Drew. And Manny Ramirez with a triple out towards the triangle in right center field. Throwing error, the relay back in. Ended up in the Tigers dugout. And they awarded the plate to Ramirez. And the Red Sox had plenty of base runners, including leaving 5 on through the first 3. Enjoy a 2-0 advantage.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Don, and say they will not lose 118 games this year.
Well, that really was a very tough year, especially on their starting pitching. There was some amazing numbers. Guys losing 19, 20 games that year for the Tigers.
Some of their good young pitchers.
Yes. Bonderman, Roth. There were some very difficult years and growing pains, but a lot of those guys who suffered through that year were with the Tigers for the good time. They reached the World Series against the Cardinals the year before last. Very good combination of Dave Dombrowski and Jim Leland here, a combination that certainly clicked first in Florida with the Marlins. And it's clicking again here in Detroit. It's great to see. Detroit's a great baseball town. Some lean years for the Tigers. Not anymore. The addition of Dontrell Willis, among others. A strike, then it's 2-2 as Sheffield looking back at Greg Gibson.
And he jumped back. He thought that fastball was inside, but it did look like it had the corner.
On the ground at third, Lowell will try to start it. The second for 1 on to first. Round the horn they go.
And Pedroia looked like he got cleated at second base a little bit by Polanco, but still able to turn it over. Lowell playing deep. Now watch the slide here and watch it come up, and looks like, yeah, he gets it right in the left thigh. But still able to make that accurate throw to first base. A nice job hanging in there by Dustin Pedroia.
Looked like there was shin-to-shin contact there also. One second baseman coming in hard on another. There's Ordonez with a swing and a miss.
This is what the second baseman has to look at. It's almost blind. You know, you catch the ball and then you have to kind of throw over a guy without seeing first base, and Polanco checking out to make sure Pedroia is okay. Sometimes those cleats come up just by accident.
Ordonez popped out to second base first time up. Swing and a miss. Imagine as a second baseman, and you were, if you come in hard, you got to expect it to go the other way.
Well, you always be kind if you go in hard, because you don't want that coming back after you.
So make sure you're okay.
You're okay. Yeah, you're good.
Nobody needs to retaliate here. Strike 3 call. Ordonez is frozen. 4 Ks for Matsuzaka, and a 2-0 Boston lead.
Hey, boss, do we have Aflac?
Nah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries? Nah. Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does? Nah.
There's only one Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Nice try, boss.
Every sip gets you closer. It's Justin Timberlake MP3s.
Hey.
Hey to you. HD TVs. Millions of songs from Amazon MP3 and more. Sign up at PepsiStuff.com.
It came from the streets of New England. The New England Edition Ford F-150 with custom chrome grille, wheels, running boards, and a tow-and-go package. Get 0% financing plus $1,500 cash back on the New England Edition F-150. Only at your New England Ford dealer.
Sox Appeal is returning to Nesson this summer. If you think you have what it takes, come to an open casting call at Bob's store near you. Our casting crew will be in Manchester, Connecticut on Saturday and Cranston, Rhode Island on Sunday. For more dates and information, visit redsox-appeal.com. It's an all-new season of Sox Appeal. Do you have it?
Oh, I like that.
They have it.
Good, yeah.
They have it.
That should be your second line.
What? They have it?
Never mind. Coco Crisp leading it off here in the bottom of the fourth.
What, the one about you want to go get a bite to eat?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How you doing?
How you doing?
And after the game, you want to get something to eat? That doesn't do it nothing.
Oh, yeah. That's outstanding. The key matchup is brought to you by Honda. 1 for 30. And part of the reason he is in there today. He's already contributed with a sacrifice fly in the second. Which helped the Red Sox grab the game's first run. They've added a run and lead it 2-0 here in the last half of the fourth inning. Shadows have just now crossed the plate. Number Rogers, good fielding pitcher, barehanded, throws to first, kind of threw in towards the runner. Again, had Cross in front of Crisp, but made the catch, and they retire Coco for the first out of the fourth.
A nice play by Kenny Rogers, quick as a cat coming off the mound as he pounces on this, and then with the bare hand picks it up, and a throw to first base, really in plenty of time to get Coco. Kind of crossed the runner, and a nice play at the other, and also by Guillen. But Kenny Rogers can do it. He can pick it out there.
Mentioned earlier, 5-time Gold Glove Award winner. That was the first out here of the fourth inning. He's now retired 4 in a row. And it's time for Julio Lugo. Flied out to center field first time up. Couple of the youngsters, John Lester, Clay Buchholz. I want to strike now to Lugo. Both receiving great hands today, as all the youngsters did. It's like starting to get used to this whole opening day after a world championship thing. Great job today by Sarah McKenna, too, who is the creator of all this before the game as well. And of course, Dr. Charles Steinberg had done just a fine job of that over the years here at Fenway. But one of the great touches, too, is bringing Bill Buckner back today, in case you missed it, this was the scene today as part of the ring ceremony, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Bill Buckner brought back to Fenway Park at a long standing ovation.
And he certainly seemed to be touched by it, didn't he?
Dwight Evans catching that first pitch. The applause went on for a very long time for Bill Buckner. The 2-2 was fouled back to the screen. Rogers about to throw his 75th pitch with one down here in the last half of the fourth. A lot of pitches early for him. Comes in 0-1, making his second appearance of the year. It was 4-0 to Kansas City in a 6-inning effort, giving up 2 runs. Through 87 pitches in that first outing against the Royals. The third, tough hop, kind of exploding on Cabrera, stays with it. The throw off the mark and off the glove again. Almost to the Red Sox dugout and into the photographer's well. They should award second to Lugo, and they will.
Now, Cabrera last year had some struggles defensively. He made 23 errors at third base. Actually does a nice job at the beginning of this. He kind of attacks it and to make sure, it just kind of rolls up his arm, but then he rushes the throw, and the throw's going to get by and then finally make its way either into the dugout or the camera position. It probably goes a 2-base error on Cabrera.
We're going to give him a hit and an error, as it did get into the camera well there. So a hit for Lugo, 6 hits on the day for the Red Sox. And the error charge to Cabrera on the throw. Tigers now with 2 errors. As Dustin Pedroia takes strike 1. Lugo taking off some of his armor, giving it to Louis Alicea. Pedroia 1 for 2 today. Grounded out second base in the first. Single to left in the second. One and one. Red Sox dealing with one of the best lefties all time. Rogers currently in 22nd place on the all-time win list among left-handed pitchers with 210 career victories. And with one more win, he'll match Billy Pierce for 21st on the all-time list. Back through him and into center field. Lugo will be stopped as Inge grabs it quickly in shallow center. Dustin Pedroia has his second hit of the day.
And Rogers upset with himself again. He thought he had a chance to make a play on that. There's been a couple back through the middle today. One was a line drive. This one more on the ground. And see Rogers go down to the backhand. It gets by him and into center field. Inge really put a charge on that in center field, and there was no chance for Lugo to score. See Rogers upset with himself. Thought he could knock that down.
Dustin's 2 for 3. Here's Kevin Youkilis. It's first and third, one down. Red Sox have had at least one base runner in every inning. Youkilis has been aboard twice, a single and a walk. In the dirt. And really going. Youkilis has been successful with runners in scoring position. 2 for 3. Ball 2, and it's 2-0. Action in the pen. Jason Greeley is up. Mentioned 87 pitches in the first outing for Rogers against Kansas City. He was at home at Comerica Park. Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach for the Tigers. All-time Kenny Rogers, 5-6 here at Fenway with a 5.48 ERA.
Yeah, he just hasn't had an easy inning in this ball game.
Down the line, but foul. Retired Crisp. Ground out back to Rogers. Lugo. Pitching on an infield hit and an error. And the single by Pedroia. First and third, one down. We're in the Boston fourth inning. Youkilis hits a fly ball out towards left center. Brandon Inge onto the track to make the catch plenty deep enough for Lugo to tag and jog home with the Red Sox third run of the day.
Now we've seen a couple of sacrifice flies today. Coco Crisp back in the second inning to center field. And now Kevin Youkilis. This ball was hit pretty well too. I think the breeze that's blowing in knocked it down a little bit. Middle in on the Amica pitch zone. So Youkilis with the fly ball. Some good situational hitting here. Men at third base getting that ball in the air and getting the runs home.
Well, David Ortiz last batter with the bases loaded and hit one to the warning track down in the right field corner. Bagley Ordonez made the catch with little room to spare down there in front of the short wall. Rogers up to 85 pitches now. A short lead at first for Pedroia as Ortiz takes ball one. Ortiz not chasing, and the count evens at 2-2. Manny Ramirez waits on deck. Red Sox have a run so far here in the fourth. The top 3-0 out hitting the Tigers today 7-1. Daisuke has kept Jim Leyland's team at bay so far through the first 4. And full count now to Big Papi.
And of course with the full count and 2 outs, Pedroia off at first base, ending in the gap, has a chance to score.
To left, Chuck Jones spinning away from him as he comes in, makes the running catch. It ends the inning. Red Sox add a run with the end of 4. Boston on top 3-0.
Can't we stay another day?
Sure. Florida. Easy to get to, hard to leave. With over 85 daily flights from Manchester or Providence to the Sunshine State, Southwest Airlines is taking low fares farther. Go to southwest.com for our $74 internet specials to Florida.
You are now free to move about the country.
My bank is at my supermarket, and my coffee shop
It's in my bookstore.
My camera, my calendar, and my music are all on my phone. And my phone is in my pocket.
Things are better when you put them together.
That's why both my auto and home insurance are with Amica.
Call Amica now. You could save over $250 when you have both your auto and home policies with us.
I got it together. I've got it together.
I've got it together. At Amica. Amica. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated.
Comcast doesn't just connect me to the internet. They connect me to my music, my contacts. They connect my friends to my videos and my photos. They connected me to Susan, then Darlene, then Jenna. And when I needed a mint-condition 4-barrel carburetor, some guy in Tennessee named Earl. I need internet service that connects me to a lot more than the internet.
Get connected with Comcast high-speed internet. Just $24.99 per month for 6 months. It's Comcastic.
Opening day on Nesson is brought to you in part by your New England Ford dealers. This spring, your New England Ford dealers invite you to drive one.
On Thursday night, seasons collide. Leading off at 5:30 is a full hour of Red Sox pregame coverage with TC and Eck. At 6:30, the action moves to the ice for 30 minutes of Bruins-Canadiens Game 1 playoff preview with Catherine Tappan and Rick Middleton before the puck drops in Montreal. Or catch the Red Sox take on the Detroit Tigers live from Fenway on Nesson Plus channels. To find your Nesson Plus channel, visit Nesson.com. On Thursday, it's 2 great teams, 1 great night.
Top half of the 5th has been a pretty good home opener so far for the Red Sox, on top 3-0. And it's been a very good day for Daisuke through the first 4 innings. He's given up just 1 hit, 1 walk, retired everybody else. Miguel Cabrera, who grounded out to third base first time up. Cabrera signing a 7-year contract extension at the end of March, which will keep him in a Tigers uniform through the 2015 season. 4-time National League All-Star, with the Florida Marlins. So 34 home runs and 320 batting average and 119 RBIs in his final season with the Marlins. Ahead 3-0. And ball 4. Daisuke did have a bit of a wait to get back out there for the 5th, and off the mark in his first sequence here. A walk to begin things in the 5th. The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports. In the category strikeouts, Daisuke today with 420 on the season to lead the American League. Rich Harden, we saw in Oakland, has 15. And 2 starts for the A's.
And 9 of those coming in a game against the Red Sox.
Carlos Guillen, fly to right. Runner was off. It's a fly ball to left. As there is Ramirez. And it's 2 flyouts now for Guillen as Cabrera makes his way back to first.
Get the Sunday Globe's award-winning sports coverage every week. Call 800-984-5335 today for 50% off home delivery. The Boston Sunday Globe, start the week off right.
So 1 down. Cabrera at first base, and Ivan Rodriguez coming up. Rodriguez struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. One of the 4 strikeouts today for Daisuke.
Saw Cabrera there taking off at first base, and of course with this offense struggling, Jimmy Leland trying to get anything going, whether it be by a stolen base, a hit and run, trying to open up some holes.
Red Sox getting single runs in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And mounting this 3-0 advantage with the Tigers batting in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Had Rodriguez fooled.
Back in the second inning, Pudge Rodriguez striking out on a fastball from Daisuke Matsuzaka. Right out over the plate. That was the last pitch he threw, was a slow curveball to Rodriguez.
Juan Rodriguez now 36 years old. Signed by the Tigers as a free agent in February of 2004. This after wrapping up the championship with the Florida Marlins in 2003, and now has been in Detroit ever since. Swing and a miss. They elevate 92 miles per hour, and he strikes out yet again. 5 strikeouts now for Daisuke. Second time Rodriguez is down by way of the K.
Yeah, both times on fastballs too. This one up and away from Pudge Rodriguez. It's the 8th time he has struck out this year, has not yet walked. In fact, he doesn't walk very much. Last year only walked 9 times all season.
2 down Cabrera at first base. Jock Jones the batter. So the shadows have now encompassed the home plate area. They're making their way out as Jones takes strike 1. Fair ball down the right field line. Kicks off the boxes as Cabrera is headed for third base. Drew will get it back in. It's a 2-out single for Jock Jones. And the Tigers, for the first time, had a base runner reach third base.
Jock Jones gets a slider that just stays right out over the plate and hooks it right down that first base line. The dive by Youkilis, he can't come up with it. And J.D. Drew plays it carefully off that wall. Jock Jones, a one-time member of the Minnesota Twins, over to the National League and now back to the American League with the Tigers.
First and third, 2 down for Brandon Inge. And the strike to Inge. Daisuke at a 17-minute wait while the Red Sox were scoring their run in the 4th inning. It was the longest wait of the day. He walked the leadoff batter for the 2nd straight inning. And that's Cabrera, who now stands at third base. Jock Jones at first, 2 down under the watchful eye of John Farrell. Inge with a swing and a miss. 0-2.
Hasn't been an overpowering fastball by any means by Matsuzaka. The last one in 91, but thrown it by a lot of these Tiger hitters.
It's been about 91, 92.
Yeah.
The 0-2 to Inge. Fly ball to left. Man, he headed back. The Tigers strand a pair. We have played 4.5. Red Sox on top 3-0.
You dream of nights like this. The energy, the excitement, the fun. Introducing the 2009 Toyota Corolla. With the fuel efficiency and safety you would expect, more power and available features you wouldn't. The all-new 2009 Corolla. Live the dream for less coin. See it at your New England Toyota dealer.
The Bob team comes to the plate. It's a hit. The 8-piece Louis bedroom, just $9.99. Batter up. Another hit. The Brook bedroom, 8 pieces, only $9.99. Here's the pitch. Bases loaded. The Bryant bedroom, you guessed it, complete, only $9.99. Bob's batting cleanup. Grand slam. Grandview bedroom, only $9.99. The Bob's team wins again. 4 bedrooms, 4 styles, your choice, $9.99.
A real clean sweep.
When you have 2 good teams, who wins comes down to who wants it more. Same goes for banking. That's why nobody will take better care of you or do more to earn your business than the people at Sovereign. It's that simple. Because at Sovereign, we want you to be the winner.
Open a Premier checking account right now and get a $150 bonus. It's another way Sovereign does more to earn your business.
Opening day on Nesson is brought to you in part by your New England Ford dealers. This spring, your New England Ford dealers invite you to drive one.
When the Red Sox win, you win a Dunkin' Donuts. Get a free 16-ounce iced coffee or iced tea with the purchase of a flatbread sandwich or pizza. Offer good after 11 a.m. the day after every Red Sox victory. Price and participation may vary, as well as applicable taxes. It's a limited time offer between now and June 24th, so get yours while supplies last.
Nice job. Nice job.
I was really worried about applicable.
I know.
It wasn't flowing out.
But you went right through it. Very nice. Manny Ramirez lead it off in the bottom of the 5th inning. New season brings new promos.
And tough words.
Yeah. Like applicable. Manny's 1 for 2. He tripled. Came around to score in the 3rd. And the throwing error by Polanco. First for him since 2006. There's Greeley, who was up in the pen last inning, and Kenny Rogers, who starts this inning, now having thrown 91 pitches. It's already surpassed what he threw in his first outing. 1-1 to Manning. Rounded foul, and it's 1-2. It's Ramirez, Lowell, and Drew here in the bottom of the 5th. Strike 3 call. Manny not happy as he says a few things to Greg Gibson.
I think Manny thought that ball was low. We'll take a look again, but looked like a decent pitch. Didn't see Manny get upset very much with the home plate umpire. Well, according to Amica, it's a little bit inside, but very close.
One down now for Mike Lowell, who's hit the ball in the air twice, lining out to right, flying out to center. They're taking ball 1 up and away from Kenny Rogers. Ramirez becoming the 2nd strikeout victim today for Kenny Rogers. Not been a big strikeout day. He'll be laboring a tad now. He falls behind 3-0.
All day he's been laboring, Don. He just really has not been able at any point in this game to get into a nice clean groove. Hasn't had a clean inning yet in the ball game.
4-pitch walk to Mike Lowell.
Red Sox fans, remember that if you need medical care while at Fenway, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox and Red Sox Nation.
See Jim Leland talking it over with Gene Lamont, former Red Sox third base coach. As J.D. Drew bats, takes ball 1 from Kenny Rogers. With a single, he scored in the 2nd. He is also struck out looking as he takes strike 1. Mentioned Gene Lamont. He's also the third base coach for Jim Leland on this Tigers crew. Former manager, did a very good job at third base here for the Red Sox.
They were also together, I believe, in Pittsburgh.
Lamont, of course, a former manager too in Pittsburgh and Chicago. Lead at first for Lowell, one down. The 1-2 will have to wait as they check on Mike at first. His lead was not large. And a very good move, as we've talked about a lot, from Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, I'd say for left-handers, I'd say Pettit and Rogers probably the two best in the league.
He's tied with Mark Langston for the top spot in Major League history with 91 pickoffs since the stats started to be kept back in 1974. Langston and Rogers with 91 each. Andy Pettit, you mentioned, with 82. Greg Swindell with 77, and Randy Johnson has 77. Check on Lowell's lead is not very big. Any right-handed pitchers moves stick out to you over the years?
Nah, not really. You know, it's mostly the lefties that give guys problems. You know, so a lot of righties have very quick feet, and you know they can make it close at first base. You get the occasional pickoff, but it's the lefties that are very tough to pick up.
List lefties as Rogers, a swing and a miss by Drew. He strikes out. 2 Ks in the inning now for Rogers, 3 in his outing, and there's 2 down in the 5th.
There were some pitches as we look at this changeup to J.D. Drew for the strikeout. Some right-handed pitches that would give you a good balk move where they would bend their knee, which is an indication to go, but then they would go to first base. They will go unnamed, but a lot of them played in the Dodger organization.
2 down, Mike Lowell at first, and Jason Varitek 1 for 2 today. And a single in the second. Red Sox with 7 hits today, 2 for the Tigers. Oko waits on deck with 2 outs here in the 5th. 2 and 1. Varitek, opposite field into right. Roll up to second base, and it's first and second now with 2 down for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 5th.
And that's going to bring out Jimmy Leland out of that Target dugout, and he's going to make the move to the right-hander in the bullpen.
Pitch count at 106 for Kenny Rogers as he departs, with the Red Sox on top 3-0.
Tonight at 10, join Hazel May for Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers. You'll get a complete wrap-up of this special day here at Fenway Park. And as the Bruins prepare for the Stanley Cup playoffs, we'll put the playoff spotlight on goaltender Tim Thomas. All that and Celtics Bucks highlights on Sports Desk tonight at 10, only on NESN.
Kenny Rogers done after 4 2/3 innings, still responsible for runners at first and second, 2 down. His call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. New pitcher is Jason Greeley.
He's had a kind of a rough start. He's made 2 appearances. He's worked a total of an inning and a third, giving up 6 hits and 3 earned runs. Last year for Greeley, he established career highs in appearances, innings pitched, and strikeouts.
He's 31 years old, from Orlando, Florida. Lefty's hitting in .237 against him last year as Coco Crisp takes strike one.
Not available because of injury.
A strike, man. It's 1-2. 95 that time from Grilly. Lowell at second, Veritek at first, 2 down. The 1-2 to Crisp. And on the hands, popped up left side. Renteria makes the catch, and Greeley gets out of any trouble in the inning. Red Sox strand 2 more. They played 5, 3-0 Boston. Red Sox on top of the top half of the 6th inning. We're here at Fenway Park in Boston for the home opener for the Red Sox. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy bringing you Boston Red Sox baseball in high definition on NESN. The coordinating producer of Red Sox baseball is Russ Ken. Senior coordinating director is Mike Narachi. Associate producer Jeb Fisher. And NESN's executive producer is Joel Feld. Red Sox with single runs in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. Leading 3-0 as Edgar Renteria leads it off here in the top half of the 6th. The pitching line is brought to you by Nissan. 71 pitches deep today for Daisuke. And just the 2 hits, a single by Sheffield in the 1st and a single by Jock Jones in the 5th. And that's been it. He has walked 2, struck out 5. Last 2 innings, he has walked the first batter that he's faced in Polanco in the 4th, Cabrera in the 5th, but neither has been costly or have led to runs. Strike in there to Renteria in the count 2-1. A little bit surprised to see Renteria back in the American League after having that tough year with the Red Sox and having so much success in the National League, where he returned to play with the Atlanta Braves and went back to being Edgar Renteria again. And you have to wonder, I think, Jerry, too, whether he was healthy here with the Red Sox. As he pops it up, Lugo at short, and there's one away.
There's a lot of talk that year that he was here, that his back was bothering him for most of the season. I thought offensively he did a very nice job for the Red Sox. He's one of their best base runners, but defensively all kind of problems. And well, if he has an off year this year, he might go back to the National League for good.
They forget this American League stuff, because he was so successful back with the Braves. Had a .332 batting average for Atlanta last year. Finished 3rd in the National League. We always saw him stretching out his back the entire year he was here with the Red Sox. Also surprising that he was not back with the Red Sox. Of course, that was just the first year of the deal at the time. And now a Detroit Tiger. Polanco takes the strike. He's kind of ducking back, and it grabs the corner. 1-1. A strikeout and a walk for Polanco. Center field, Crisp coming in into the dive, and he can't make the catch. They say he trapped it, as Charlie Relaford, the second base umpire, out there to make the call. As coming in, trying to slide in to make the grab is Crisp, but a trap, the indication from Relaford.
Yeah, good call by the umpire. No complaint by Coco Crisp. He tried to sell it by pulling it up quickly, but you'll see here that it does hit the grass first, then into the glove. And he'll bring it up to show it to the umpire, trying to steal the call, but Relaford would have none of it. No argument from Coco Crisp.
So just the 3rd hit today for Detroit. 1 out, 1 on. And Gary Sheffield, the batter. Sheffield single the center in the 1st inning. Bounced into the 5-4-3 double play in the 4th inning.
Those shadows have to become an issue right now for the hitter, and generally in that case it's tough to pick up the breaking ball.
Gary Sheffield, 20 home runs shy of 500 for his major league career. The 9-time All-Star. Placed in the American League 7 times in the National League. There on the strike, 2-1. Sheffield walked 4 times on opening day. As you see, Ordonez waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Such a violent swing from Sheffield. Still a very good bat speed. It's 2-2.
That's a very good way to describe his swing. Violent. A lot of movement before the pitch, and he does not get cheated on any swing.
Little bloop that's going to find its way on the grass in right. Pedroia with the throw that is not in time. Wow. Nice bid by Pedroia. He went a long way to gather that baseball in short right field. And a very close play at first.
Well, you know what happened is Sheffield didn't run out of the box that hard. He thought maybe it was going to be caught or just drop in, and now he has to pick it up. Pedroia throws the first base, and he almost gets Sheffield. It's almost like he was rounding first base before he got there.
So a couple of base runners here for Detroit with 1 out in the 6th inning. And Maglio Ordonez, who's 0 for 2. He was popped out, struck out. Javier Lopez going to start warming up for the Red Sox. Daisuke at 83 pitches through 5 1/3 innings. Ball and a strike now to Ordonez. The first 2 outings of the season for Daisuke, of course, 5 innings. Game in Tokyo, in which he threw 95 pitches. Then last time out, 6 2/3, 96 pitches. Both games against the A's. Check swing foul. Into the Red Sox dugout.
The favor given there by Ordonez. That looked like it was going to be up and in for ball 2. Instead, checks the swing, fouls it off, and now Daisuke in command with the 1-2 count.
Swing and a miss. Ordonez strikes out. 6 Ks now for Daisuke. Needed that one, and there's 2 down.
Hey, he struck Maglio out twice today, both times on fastballs. Top of the strike zone and just a little bit away from Ordonez. Very similar to last game, Don. Most of his strikeouts today coming with the fastball again. It was a breaking ball to Polanco back in the 1st inning, but since that time, either fastballs or cutters.
2 down for Miguel Cabrera. There is added action in the Red Sox pen. Manny Del Carmen has joined Javier Lopez. And one thing we were talking about in the last outing for Daisuke, problem sometimes finishing guys. And that fastball has been a pretty good finishing pitch for him over the last 2 outings.
Certainly has. A lot of strikeouts with it.
2-0 now to Cabrera.
I don't recall one changeup that Daisuke has tried to throw today. And may have missed one, but it seems like it's just been mostly fastball, breaking ball, a couple of cutters.
All 3, and it's 3-0. You think a smaller arsenal could be better at times for Daisuke. He's got so many different pitches.
Yeah, it seemed like last year a lot of times you get ahead of guys and you start nibbling with this pitch and that pitch. All of a sudden you got a 3-2 count. It just seems like he's been a little bit more aggressive, especially in the last 2 outings. And in the final 3 innings he pitched in that first game in Tokyo.
Polanco at second, Sheffield at first. This one gets away from him, not close. And it's ball 4 now to load the bases. It's the 3rd walk in 3 innings now for Daisuke, and they're going to get the phone and see where Lopez and Del Carmen are in their preparation, with Guillen coming up.
Coming up live from Yorkie Way, it's WB Mason's Extra Innings with Tom Caron and Dennis Eckersley, who will break down Daisuke's 3rd start of the season, plus all the best moments from the World Series ring ceremony from earlier this afternoon here at Fenway. It's all coming up immediately following the game, live on Yorkie Way, only on NESN.
Bases loaded, 2 down for the Tigers, who threaten here in the 6th with the Red Sox on top 3-0.
Biggest threat they've had all afternoon.
Carlos Guillen is 0 for 2. He's flied to right and flied to left. Nice play by Varitek to his right. There's a strike, 1-1 now to Guillen. And acquired by the Tigers from the Seattle Mariners for Juan Gonzalez and Ramon Santiago, January of 2004. Most of his work for the Tigers coming at shortstop, now making the transition to first base. Ball 2, 2-1. This move to first necessitated by the acquisition of Edgar Renteria.
We saw him play over there a couple of times last season.
Ended up with a total of 21 home runs last year, 102 RBIs. Bases loaded situation, the 2-1. 3-1. And no place to put Carlos Guillen. Renteria popped out, Polanco singled, Sheffield singled, Ordonez struck out, and then Daisuke walked Cabrera to load the bases. This will be pitch number 95 for Daisuke Matsuzaka. With the hands and popped up foul. So a full count now, and the runners will be off.
Daisuke goes to the cut fastball on the 3-1 count and foul straight back by Guillen.
Polanco at third, Sheffield at second, Cabrera at first, 2 down. The 3-2 pitch. Guillen sends it to center, crisp coming on. Coco make the running catch to end the inning, and Daisuke gets out of the jam as the Tigers leave him loaded. 5.5 done, 3-0 Boston. Back at Fenway Park, where the Red Sox have a 3-0 lead over the Tigers, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And what a great home opener today for the Red Sox, the ring ceremony. But the biggest thrill of it all was Bill Buckner coming back here to Fenway Park throughout that first pitch. Had to feel pretty good, Bill.
It was a long walk in from left field. It was was exciting and very emotional.
Bill, have they invited you back before, or is this the first time?
I was invited before, and then I guess was it last year they had the reunion?
Yep.
Yeah, but I probably would have come there, but I had a commitment with my son for his college baseball, so wasn't able to make it then. But I was kind of up in the air about this one. You know, I just didn't know if it was the right thing to do, but I'm glad I did.
It was Dwight Evans catching the first pitch as the hand went on and on here at Fenway Park for Bill Buckner returning to Fenway Park. And coming in and hearing that reception, it had to mean a great deal to you.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it's just a lot of memories, a lot of, you know, I think the whole great thing about this is it's just nothing but positive memories going through my mind, and I was just
Will sends one back up the middle into center field, and so many of the Red Sox after winning it in '04 said that it wasn't just for them but for all the Red Sox players who had gone all those years without a championship here at Fenway.
That was nice for them to say that. You know, Schilling's hit a lot of those things, and I thanked him today for that. You know, the players are great. I was just watching their reaction. Everybody's great. This new the ownership here, and then, you know, even the ownership when I was with the Red Sox was great. Fans are great. It's a great baseball town. It's a great sports town. You know,
the culture's really changed, Billy. You know, since the 2004 team has won the championship, it seemed like everything turned around, and people, instead of expecting bad things to happen to the Red Sox, you know, they expect good things to happen now.
Yeah, it's a, you know, and rightfully so. They've got you know, great management and coaching and great players. You know, everything's on a roll for them right now. They're doing everything right, and players are happy to be here, and they're winning. Just fun, but just fun to say you were part of the organization at one time. You know, it's doing things right here.
I got to ask you a question. When you're out there waiting to come in, what were your feelings like? I mean, did you know what to expect? Did you have any idea? Was it like a fog just walking in?
It was. I mean, it was just, you got too many things going through your mind. You don't know what to think. You know, just you know, get flashbacks. You know, it's like, you know, get flashback to staying in the hotel the night that I came into Boston in '84. You know, the thoughts coming out. You know, and then playing the first game, Roger Clemens. My first game was Clemens' first start. And, you know, a lot of good memories. You know, being with the team '84, and then seeing the, you know, things develop and, you know, develop into the team that ended up making the series, and kind of the start of, I guess, a, you know, good run for the Red Sox. But yeah, just all those things going through my mind, just bouncing around one thing after another, just crazy. It's like being another planet walking in. I mean,
How much do you miss playing the game?
Well, that's tough because I played so long. I mean, I played as long as I could play, but you know, I mean, it was fun. I mean, to be able to make a living doing this for over 20 years, I mean, you can't ask for that. I had fun every day out there. You know, even the last day, you know, when I got released by the Red Sox in '90. I mean, that was a fun year there. You know, just making the team and come back. And there was a time during '90 that I thought, you know, hey, I was driving home. I got into the starting lineup for a couple of weeks. Was hitting about 350. Thought I was going to lead the league in hitting. And, you know, it was great. It was fun. I enjoyed it all the way to the end.
And he had to patch himself up a lot of times too. Spent a lot of time in that training room getting ready for a game.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much ice. I don't even put ice in my water now. You know, I don't even want to see any ice.
You take it straight now? You take it straight?
Yeah, straight. No, I don't even want to see any ice.
We're visiting with Bill Buckner, and a tremendous reception here at Fenway Park, and what was a great ceremony to be back here at Fenway before the game as part of the ring ceremony. You hanging around town for a little while, or are you heading back home?
Yeah, we'll be think I'll come in and watch the game tomorrow and then go back Thursday. It was fun being in the room with all the the Patriot players, and Celtic, and Bruins. I mean, good to see some great people today. It was a great day the way they did it. If they've ever had all those trophies together at one time.
All 4 of them right here today.
I know you had one guy here that you invited, your old hitting coach, Walt Runniak. He was up in the booth prior to the game. He was very happy for you.
Yeah, I've got to visit with him. I got to head back there and spend some more time with him. I'm going to go out to dinner with him tomorrow. Walter's a great guy.
Make sure he pays. He's got all kind of money,
He's got it buried in the backyard.
Strike 3 called to Pedroia for the first out of the inning. What are you doing with yourself now, Bill?
Well, I live out in Boise. I've got some car dealerships and commercial real estate, but I've been involved in the baseball there with my son for the last 4 or 5 years, actually since he's Little League. So that's about 10 years, So went through that whole deal, and then through high school became the batting practice pitcher and the ground crew guy and the fundraiser, the whole works. So that's kept me pretty busy. Now he's gone off to college. So.
How close do you stay involved as far as following Major League Baseball? For example, in 2004 when the Red Sox were going through all that and down with the Yankees 3-0 and come back to win the championship. Were you watching that as closely as everybody else?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that was fun. It was a great comeback, great series. I mean, I enjoy watching these players they have now. They're colorful, and this guy on deck, Ortiz, he's fun to watch, and I think he's great for keeping everybody lined out. The mentality of the club, and they just got things working good for them.
Did you ever consider coaching or managing at the end of your career at all?
Yeah, I do. I want to watch my son play, so and that's another 3-4 years. So I'm getting up there, so it's not easy to coach as it used to be.
Nah, you look pretty good out there throughout the first pitch.
I can still throw BP, but it gets a little tougher to get loose.
Well, you could be an analyst.
Yeah.
Basically, anybody can do it. Buddy.
You guys do a great job. I don't know. I don't think so. I'd run out of things to say in about a day.
Youkilis sends one to left down the line over as Jock Jones. That will fall and fall fair. By Jones towards the corner as Lugo's going to try and score all the way from first base. He will on a double for Youkilis, and the Red Sox up their lead to 4-0.
Now Youkilis has had a big day. He's had the base hit, a walk, a sacrifice, and now the double. You kind of lose it down that left field line, but DeMarlo Hale got himself in a position where he could go find the baseball and then wave home the base runner. So a big offensive afternoon for Youkilis as it bounces right over the glove of Jock Jones and all the way to the 310.
It's tough to read the ball up here. First I thought he hit that ball well, and then
it's a special skill, Buck.
You know what? I mean, to me that ball maybe should have been caught. You think it wouldn't hit that well? That's easy to say from up here, though, huh?
It's a lot easier up here.
One down, Youkilis at second base. David Ortiz, the batter, visiting with Bill Buckner. Bill, how much has Fenway changed for you coming back? It seems like there's been a lot of changes here over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot more seats. I don't know.
Yeah.
Out in left field, definitely. They didn't have any of those. Did they add some more in right field this year?
Yeah, up in the corner there. Was it 2 years now? It's been up in the right field, up in the roof, and the left. And of course, the screen is no more.
Yeah, I wish they'd have had that black hitting ground out there when I played here.
That's right. That's all new there. They finally smartened up and got that thing back up there for day games. It was, as you know, in day games here, especially with lefties pitching, awfully tough.
Oh yeah. So they take it out for night games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Red Sox have grabbed a run here in the bottom of the 6th inning, on top now 4-0. Visiting with Bill Buckner, who had a long standing ovation today. Introduced here at Fenway Park, throwing out the first pitch. Now, did you have to throw it all to get ready for that first pitch? That was a pretty good first pitch.
Yeah, I mean, for as cold as it is, and as old as I am, but I was surprised. I moved it around a little bit. I had the adrenaline going pretty good, so it makes it a little easier to operate. If I'd have been by myself, that ball would have got about halfway there.
He played so many years with so many different teams and different players. As we take a look again at your first pitch, which is a strike. Dewey did a nice job catching it. Anybody you still remain close with, former players? I know as you get older and time goes on, you kind of lose touch with a lot of guys, and it just happens that way.
Yeah, I speak with Marty Barrett a lot. We stayed pretty close.
He's in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marty, he's an amazing guy. Yeah. So yeah, I talked to him. I see Dwight Evans quite a bit. You see the guys around, not as much as you like. It's a long way from Boise here.
Yeah. You have TVs, right?
Well, sometimes. Only on 2 days a week.
Ortiz lifting it down the third base line towards the boxes, and he'll get in. As Miguel Cabrera gives chase.
You play with a lot of great players. This combination we've been able to watch here. Been very lucky with Ortiz and Ramirez back to back. That's a pretty good 3-4 combination.
Yeah, you got guys that are patient at the plate, but hit with power and average. I mean, base running, they both probably leave a little bit to be desired.
Yeah. But Manny can be exciting.
Yeah,
out
Manny
there.
actually took off running when he hit that last one. I was pretty impressed.
Ortiz takes ball 2, and it's 2-2.
How old is Ortiz?
Ortiz is what, early 30s?
I'd say 32, but we do have a media guide.
How old were you
That's
finished?
32 Dominican, right?
Yeah. The exchange rate's different.
David Ortiz is 32. Yep.
Good guess.
But it was a guess.
So when's the last time Manny got a haircut?
It has been a little while.
I think it's been about 2 years.
Yeah.
Every once in a while he'll put some red in there too. He'll put some red extensions in and dress it up a little bit.
Which I like. It goes with the uniform very nicely.
So has he figured out how he's going to keep his helmet on this year? They put a little pine tar on his head.
He's already been in trouble a couple of times. He tried to use a red bat, I guess, in Tokyo. They wouldn't let him do that. Then he has a glove with a white interior, and the umpire said he can't use that. So you never know what Manny from day to day.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
Yeah. Good. Manny being Manny.
That's right.
Well, Bill Buckner, thanks so much for joining us, and welcome back to Fenway.
My pleasure. Good seeing you guys. Buck. All right, guys. Take care.
Okay.
A great ovation at Fenway Park. It's great of this great home opener for the Red Sox. And Ivan Rodriguez has hurt his hand here. I'm really coming out with the trainer to check on him.
Take a look at that last pitch to Pudge Rodriguez. Fouled off, and it looks like it got him right down the elbow, maybe. But he is still in a lot of pain down there behind home plate. Now, what is it you said? Anybody can do this?
I knew this was coming. He said, he got down here and he said, Jerry, how many years is this for you announcing? And you said 21.
Yeah.
And he said, that's more than you played. And he said, that's great. All you have to do is talk, and that's terrific.
Yeah.
And I suggested that maybe he should go into analyzing as well. Great major league career that he's had, and his memories and thoughts.
But then there was something about
I don't remember anything else.
Anybody can do this.
Oh, I don't think I said that.
Oh, okay.
No.
We'll have to run that tape back.
I don't think I said that.
It's pretty much true.
3-2 to David Ortiz with Youkilis at second base.
Why don't you take this next analyzing thing and let's see if anybody can do it.
Well, it's down low for ball 4, and Ortiz will head down to first base. Greeley, who came on in the 5th, has runners at first and second with 1 out. And he's got to deal with Manny Ramirez.
Start your weekend early on Friday night. It's a big weekend. The Yankees make their first trip of the year to Boston, and we have the season premiere of Friday Night Fenway. Join Tom Caron for 30 extra minutes of the sights and sounds around the ballpark on Friday Night Fenway, powered by Team Sully Mack.
Well, it's first and second, one down. A run in for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the sixth. On top 4-0. And as Manny takes strike one. Ramirez grounded out 3 unassisted in the first inning, triple, and scored on a throwing error in the third, and struck out looking in the fifth.
Some of those last couple of years that Bill Buckner played, I mean, it was like hours in the training room just to get ready to get on the field. That body beaten and bruised throughout the years playing.
Pitch outside, and the count 2-1. Great way the Red Sox nation welcomed him back to Fenway Park today. I imagine that, as he even said, there was some question as to whether or not he would come here. As the pitch inside 3-1, and something he'd battled. He'd been invited here in the past. Nicolino Lopez up in the pen, former Seattle Mariner. First and second, one down, and a count of 3-1 to Ramirez. Red Sox 2 for 8. Runners in scoring position as Manny swings and misses. Full count.
Grilly reaching back for a little extra on that 3-1 fastball to Manny Ramirez. It was a strikeout last time with a fastball to Manny. This time this ball up and in. I know anybody can do it. You know.
Yeah, he fouls it off. That may have got a piece of Greg Gibson,
who he was not happy with on his last strikeout call. It'll rattle the cage a little bit for the home plate umpire.
Red Sox trying to add on to a 4-0 advantage with Youkilis at second, Ortiz at first, and one out. Really taking too much time, and he gets time and backs out. Fouls it off to the right. We'll do it again with a count of 3-2.
Long inning, long at bat here for Manny Ramirez, and you got to wonder if that'd be the day for Daisuke after the 6 innings. There is action in the Red Sox bullpen.
No longer Lopez, now Okajima joining Del Carmen. Daisuke's thrown 96 pitches and has had to wait 21 minutes. On the ground at third, diving is Cabrera. Nice play as he picks himself up and throws out Ramirez. With a dive down there on the line and make the grab. And there's 2 down in the inning. The runners move along. Youkilis to third, Ortiz to second.
Yeah, beautiful play down there by Cabrera. Really saved another run. Hit hard by Manny down that line, but the dive will save the run. And then he took a peek towards second. It looks like there was no play there, and went to first base to get the out. It's like Cabrera's thinned down a little bit. He got a little heavy down with the Marlins.
It's a battle that he has had over the last couple of years and in his career. Two down, second and third. And Mike Lowell, the batter, 0 for 2 with a walk. Up and away. And Rodriguez had to come out of the crouch to grab that.
A year ago, so many opportunities like this for Mike Lowell. A couple of outs, couple of men on base, get that base hit to drive in a couple.
So far this year, he's 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And has a chance here with 2 down. And the strike, 1-1. J.D. Drew waits on deck with 2 outs here in the home half of the 6th. Rogers going the first 4 2/3 today for the Tigers. 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He walked 3, struck out 3. Now Jason Grilli has been on since the 5th. And a surrender to run this inning. Second and third for the Red Sox, 2 down. By Rodriguez with the count 2-2. Youkilis at third, Ortiz at second. Lowell takes ball 3. Ball 4, he walks him. Second walk of the inning for Grilli. And the base is now loaded for the Red Sox. So the base is loaded, 2 down. J.D. Drew singled back in the second, struck out in the third, and then again in the 5th. It's looking once swinging today for Drew. 7th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the 6th inning. And he takes ball 1 from Greeley. He's a career 195 hitter. With the bases loaded as Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach for the Tigers, makes his way out.
A base hit here for Drew could break this thing wide open. I mean, still only a 4-0 ball game here at Fenway. Tomorrow night at 6, join Tom Caron and Dennis Eckersley live on Yorkie Way for Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show. Red Sox Executive Vice President and General Manager Theo Epstein will join them for the Face the Nation segment, plus a preview of John Lester's 2008 Fenway debut. And the Boston Globe's Gordon Eads and Nick Cafato will bring you the latest from the field and clubhouse. It's all tomorrow, 6 o'clock, and it's live on NESN.
Red Sox have the bases loaded with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And it's ball 2, 2-0. Youkilis at third, Ortiz at second, and Mike Lowell at first base. Ball 3. Pretty good spot right here to J.D. Drew. Takes all the way and takes ball 4. It'll bring in another run. Red Sox on top 5-0 as Youkilis scores from third. Third walk of the inning for Greeley, and that'll be the last pitch that he throws. Leland out to get him as J.D. Drew gets credit for the RBI. His 5th of the season. Well, what a day here, the home opener for the Red Sox. Great to visit with Bill Buckner as he returned to the hill here at Fenway Park to throw out the ceremonial first pitch.
The Gibson Sotheby's boardroom, located in the exclusive EMC Club, is available for select games this season. The boardroom experience includes 12 tickets in the EMC Club, along with a private pregame dinner, including drinks and a dedicated server throughout the game. It's the perfect spot to host a special event for clients, friends, and family. For more information, call 877-RED SOX 9 or email premiumsales@redsox.com.
Good 5-0 Red Sox lead with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Jason Greeley gone, still responsible for the men on. Red Sox have him loaded. The former Toronto Blue Jay, Aquilino Lopez.
Now, he was a closer last year in Toledo, had 26 saves for them. You see he's made 3 appearances so far this year, 5 innings, 6 hits allowed. Has not a lot of run, a couple of strikeouts.
Really not happy with his outing. Taking it out on his glove. Veritek bats 2 for 3 as he pops it up, foul ground. Rodriguez towards the seats. Won't have a chance.
And one thing you have to make sure, when you go in that dugout and you decide to fire something, whether it be a helmet, a bat, a glove, just make sure you don't hit anybody, because that doesn't really play well.
Especially the manager.
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Veritek, the 8th man to bat here in the 6th inning for the Red Sox. 2 runs in. Most recent on a bases loaded walk to J.D. Drew. Veritek fouls it off. Aquilino Lopez broke into the big leagues with the Toronto Blue Jays in 2003. The Blue Jays in 2004, and then time in the National League, Colorado and Philadelphia.
Does he enjoy fishing and hunting?
Let's see what he does here for his. You know, they don't put his hobbies in here. So fouled off to the left. They really enjoy that.
It's amazing how many players enjoy fishing and hunting.
It was fishing and singing. I forget who that was.
Yeah, we just had that guy. Who was that?
I think it was in L.A. The Coliseum.
He sings while he fishes.
Yes. And I think his wife was a chef, right? Is that the same?
Might be, yeah.
I think so. 0-2, strike 3. Jason Veritek over the outside corner to end the inning. But the damage done. Red Sox grab 2 more runs in the inning. Take a 5-0 lead at the end of 6.
Every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings, the Sox record a save. CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Chilly day here at Fenway Park, 47 degrees to begin the ball game. In the sunshine, it's a little better, but most are not in the sunshine. We head to the top half of the 7th inning on this opening day from Fenway.
I'd say probably the most comfortable seats might be out in those bleachers because they still have sun shining on them. Plus, it's blocking that sea breeze that's coming in a little.
Well, it's the bottom third of the Tigers' order, and Daisuke is back on the mound for the top of the 7th.
I thought maybe we'd seen the end of Daisuke after that long inning by the Red Sox, but back out here in the 7th.
This one down the first base line. Daisuke will pick it and tag the bag himself for the out on Rodriguez.
I always say it over and over again, but he can certainly handle that position defensively. Good hustle by Daisuke. He's just going to take it himself. Tracks it down, picks it up, and why not? He's got the bag right in front of him. And gets Rodriguez for the 3rd time today. First time Pudge has made contact.
A 32-minute wait for Daisuke Matsuzaka between the 6th and 7th innings. As Lopez back up again, Del Carmen's been up the whole time. 1 out in the inning, and Jock Jones coming up. 98 pitches for Daisuke. One unassisted on the put out of Ivan Rodriguez for the first out of the inning. And Jock Jones sends one foul down the right field line, backing out of play. Jones hit .332 in 66 games after the All-Star break last year for the Chicago Cubs. Acquired by the Tigers from the Cubs back in November.
There's a change up there from Daisuke, one of the very, very few he's thrown in this ball game today. Having trouble controlling it as it works up and away.
By Veritek. 2-2 the count. Jock Jones broke in with the Minnesota Twins coming up through their system. 1999 was a Twin through 2005. Last 2 years spent with the Cubs. Pops it up, foul ground. Lowell hit it over towards the Tigers dugout. Won't have a play. Jock Jones has always hit well here at Fenway Park as a visitor with the Minnesota Twins. .316 career batting average here at Fenway. As he bats with one out, bases empty here in the 7th. Red Sox on top 5-0. Foul tipped, held onto by Veritek. It's strikeout number 7 for Daisuke, 2 down.
And he gets that strikeout on a changeup. He had 3 of them in that at bat to Jock Jones. Again, it's up, but off speed enough to fool the left-handed hitter.
Now Brandon Inge, who was struck out. Fly to the track and left, 0 for 2 from the number 9 spot in the Tigers order. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk. So a 2-out walk for Brandon Inge, and here comes Terry Francona. There's that pitch count at 108 for Daisuke, and that'll be the day. And the Red Sox faithful let him know what they think of him today on this opening day at Fenway as he'll depart with 2 outs in the 7th and a 5-0 advantage. For this game summary is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Well, Manny Ramirez driving one to the triangle in right center field. Be an error on the throwback in by Polanco, the first since 2006, and Manny would continue homeward as the Red Sox with a 5-0 lead And a new pitcher on, Manny Del Carmen.
Trying to bounce back from a tough weekend in Toronto. That last outing picked up the loss against the Blue Jays, a third of an inning. Of course, the home run to Frank Thomas. 5th overall appearance for Manny this season.
Edgar Renteria 0 for 3. He takes the strike.
And both times wanting that fastball away, and both occasions getting the fastball away.
Six and 2/3 innings today for Matsuzaka. Only 4 hits allowed. Did walk 4 and struck out 7. Still responsible for the runner at first base, but so far has not allowed a run. As Brandon Inge held on at first by Kevin Youkilis with 2 outs here in the 7th. Two and 2.
You see Manny really aiming for that outside part of the plate too on his fastballs. We look at Daisuke, but had trouble finding the middle of the plate in Toronto, and of course Frank Thomas doing a lot of damage, once on a changeup, once on a fastball.
Been ahead 0-2, but now a full count to Edgar Renteria. Placido Polanco waiting on deck with 2 outs and Brandon Inge at first. Renteria sends it out towards right center. Over is Crisp to make the catch that ends the 7th inning. On the line out, Daisuke Matsuzaka gives up no runs in his 6 and 2/3 innings. With the Red Sox on top 5-0, we'll keep it right here at Fenway Park for God Bless America on this opening day. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith will take care of it from Fenway.
And sing along with our Fenway Park organist as he plays Take Me Out to the Ball Game. But before that, please welcome one of rock and roll's most dynamic lead singers to lead us in this afternoon's presentation of God Bless America. His Boston-based band has sold over 150 million albums worldwide and are members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Aerosmith, Steven Tyler.
I want to dedicate this to opening night, Boston, baseball, and our boys in Iraq. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. My home, sweet home. Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Boston's own Steven Tyler. It's time now for a Sports Desk Update with Hazel May.
Don, thank you. Hi, everybody. Coming up tonight on Sports Desk, we'll have a complete wrap of the Sox home opener and reports from Fenway for you. Tim Thomas takes center stage against the Habs, and the Celtics visit the Bucks. I'll see you tonight at 10 and 11.
And it's Coco Crisp leading it off. It's Aquilino Lopez here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Coco had a sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning, picking up his first RBI of the season. Since then, he's grounded back to the mound and popped out to short. Kenny Rogers on the hook for the Tigers today. 4 2/3 innings. Gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 3. And the Red Sox can hold on here. He would take his 2nd loss of the year.
Even though Kenny Rogers, struggled some today in this game, he still, as a veteran, pitched well enough. And when this team starts to hit, those runs he gave, that's going to be good enough to win.
He ended up throwing 106 pitches today through 4 2/3. He really worked out of some real trouble. As the Red Sox, in the innings he was in, left 6 men on base, including the bases loaded in the 2nd. 3-1 to Coco Crisp. Foul to the screen, and it's a full count. Julio Lugo waits on deck, then Dustin Pedroia scheduled to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. One hopper off the glove of Guillen. It kicks out towards center. And Crisp aboard to begin things here in the bottom of the 7th.
Coco with a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning. Really hits this ball hard and explodes right in front of Guillen. Bad hop, deflects off his glove, so Crisp has the base hit. And a little speed over at first base. Coco does not have a steal yet so far this season. Shouldn't say a little bit of speed, quite a bit of speed at first base.
There's Julio Lugo, 2 hits today, 2 for 3 showing. That's from the number 9 spot in the Red Sox order today. Boston looking to add on to their 5-0 advantage. Lugo takes strike 1. Aquilino Lopez, 32 years old, from the Dominican Republic. 10 games with the Tigers last year. Prior to that, stops in Colorado and Philadelphia. Worked into the big leagues with the Blue Jays back in 2003. Originally signed by Seattle as a non-drafted free agent, but did not pitch with the Mariners in the majors. On the ground towards second base. Polanco to second for 1. On to first. A double play. As Guillen was able to keep that foot on the bag. And there's 2 down now in the 7th.
Yeah, that throw sailed just a little bit for Edgar Renteria, but Guillen with some nice footwork at first base. Able to make the catch and complete the double play. Nice quick feed there by Placido Polanco. And a nice stretch at first base by Guillen.
Dustin Pedroia with 2 outs, bases empty here in the home half of the 7th. Dustin's been on base twice today, 2 singles, 1 to left, 1 to center. The Orioles, who are on top of the division as we speak, coming into today's action at 5-1, won again today as they beat Texas 8-1. And now they are 6-1 on the season. Fast start for the O's. We got Toronto 4-2 heading into today. Swing foul back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Toronto plays tonight out on the West Coast. Actually, no, they're home against the Oakland A's as they continue their homestand at Rogers Center.
Yeah, Oakland Athletics make their first trip of the year back east. Take on the Blue Jays.
1-2 the count. As Pedroia chops it foul outside of third. For Pedroia, plays in his 8th game already, 4 multi-hit games on the year. A 1-2 pitch from Lopez. Pedroia is center field. Brandon Inge there to make the catch. A little lunge at the end. We played 7 from Fenway with the Red Sox on top 5-0.